And happening tomorrow, San Diego's Regional Task Force on Homelessness will begin its point-in-time count.
And those numbers show how many homeless individuals are living in the county. Joining us in studio to talk more about this, we have Melissa Peterman, Executive Director of the nonprofit Townspeople. So we do want to thank you for being here this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, so for the folks who aren't familiar, can you just talk a little bit about what Townspeople is and what you guys do?
Yeah, so we've been around 40 years. And we're an affordable housing and homeless solutions provider here in San Diego. We offer emergency housing, permanent housing, shared housing, and of course, all of the supportive services that are necessary to help people stay in their housing.
So what are some of the biggest issues right now that you're seeing on our streets, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the most obvious being a lack of housing.
Sure.
So we're constantly working on building relationships with property owners in the community who rent housing to folks and making relationships and hoping that they'll rent to our people. Shared housing is one of our biggest focuses right now. So much of San Diego's rental housing stock is multi-bedroom, and we've not really focused systematically on how to leverage that resource. And so we've been developing an online system to help people find housemates and then developing that network of property owners.
So tomorrow you guys start the count.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about the importance of being able to do this count every single year and what you've seen trending, I don't know if that's the right word, in the last few years?
Yeah, so it's a federally required count, but it's federally required every other year, but the Regional Task Force recognizes the importance of having an annual count, and so they organize 1,700 volunteers each January to go out from 4 to 8 a.m. and to count folks that they see experiencing homelessness. It's incredible to see and know that there are so many San Diegans who are waking up in the middle of the night to help with this important count and activity that helps us to secure federal funding for all of our services and housing programs, and also to get a sense as to like you said, what is trending, like what population types are we seeing more or less of, age groups. Last year the homelessness went up slightly overall, but it went up a lot in the senior population.
And we're looking at some of those numbers now. More than 10,000 people, according to the stats, a 3% jump from the year before. The number of unsheltered people increased by 18%, and homelessness in those 55 and up, this is very scary here, it went up more than 30%. You're talking about seniors on the streets, and that is not good.
No one should be homeless, but I can't begin to imagine what it would be like to be in your golden years and not have a place to welcome your grandchildren to come visit you or host your family, that sort of thing.
Right. And I know you said 1,700 volunteers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of people to be out volunteering. And so I have to ask, how accurate is this count?
It's not a perfect
of course,
by any stretch of the imagination, but it gives us a snapshot in time. So, but the Regional Task Force on Homelessness measures system access throughout the year. So while the point-in-time count gives us an idea of what's happening on any given night, the task force is keeping track of annual data. So I believe last year it was about 40,000 or so folks, give or take, who accessed the homeless assistance system throughout the year. So it's not unreasonable to think that 10,000 in one night is a okay snapshot. If you extend that over a 12-month period, then you might get to 40.
Very quickly, do you expect the county and city leaders to be out there among your ranks?
Absolutely, yeah. We have folks from Councilmember Whitburn's office who will be joining us in our deployment site tomorrow in Hillcrest. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure folks will be out there.
Okay.
Well, Melissa, we want to thank you for joining us this afternoon, and I know we'll be waiting to see what that count is so we can report it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you both.